Howdy. My name is Nonat, and please forgive the awful audio quality, the weird background, the jank setup, because I had to make a video. So I didn't plan to make any big update videos or anything like that regarding this year's Gen Con. Maybe like a snarky little short here or there with some cool people I meet, but otherwise, I was just going to enjoy this weekend. I didn't realize Paizo was going to make the biggest announcement regarding everything at their keynote here. I wasn't even able to catch the keynote live, but I've heard from enough secondhand sources as well as some of my contacts at Paizo for the details. Y'all, I'm sure a lot of you watching this video are already familiar with what's going on, but I am here to give you the TLDR of the hour-and-a-half long massive drop of information that Paizo has given us this year at Gen Con. I don't know why I'm surprised. I guess in my mind, I'm like, oh, Gen Con's when they release all the new big stuff, and this year the big stuff was Rage of Elements. I don't know why I wasn't ready for a massive info drop. But alright, we've got 3 huge pieces of information, and I'm going to go, at least in my opinion, from least exciting to most exciting. So, let's start with least exciting for me. Which still might be, it's still insane to think about. The lore of Pathfinder 2e is being changed in one of the biggest ways we have ever seen. I mean, one of the biggest ways Pathfinder has ever seen. One of the 20 main deities of Galarian, these are your Sarenraes, your Rovagugs, your Urgathoas, your Shellens. One of them is going to die in the next adventure path. The next adventure path that is coming out for Pathfinder 2e is all based around a divine war, and I'm guessing this is a war that is incited due to the death of a deity. Now, there's a lot of really interesting fan theories already floating around about which deity this is going to be. I'll start with my own theory, which has absolutely no weight or information behind it. But I was talking to my Paizo contact today after the keynote, and they told me that the god was going to die, and I jokingly said, wow, if you kill off Caden Kalayan right after I introduce him in my campaign as a major character, I'm gonna be mad. And he looked at one of the other Paizo folks and just gave a little and then looked back at me. So I don't think it's going to be Caden Kalayan. I think they're probably just messing with me. But if it is, I don't want it to be. I love Caden. He's like my favorite deity in all of Pathfinder. The other huge fan theory is that it is going to be Shellen, the goddess of art. And here's why. Part of this is because of another little lore drop regarding Starfinder. This will not be the last time we mention Starfinder in this video. Starfinder has been announced that it is going to be gaining a new deity, specifically an Malgate Deity of 2 original gods who have formed into one being by the time Starfinder rolls around. Can I close this because my face is so whitewashed? That's kind of better, but now I just look like a big lemon. It's gonna be so awkward to edit on my phone. So, there is going to be an Malgate deity. And the popular fan theory right now is that Zon Kuthon, the evil god of secrets, is going to eat Shellen. I don't know the whole backstory behind this. I'm not completely up to date on all of the lore of all of the gods. I think I heard someone mention that Zon Kuthon and Shellen were siblings in life. But the big running fan theory is that Zon Kuthon is going to consume Shellen, and they are going to morph into this Malgate deity, whether they're both sort of in charge together, or maybe Shellen is going to die and Zon Kuthon is going to gain a lot of Shellen's powers, and there will now be like an evil deity of art and secrets, which is a really cool idea for a deity, because artists are messed up people. I have no idea. We won't find out until the adventure path comes out, and that's super exciting. All right, let's move on to the next most exciting, and here's where a lot of you are going to be more interested. We have had 2 new confirmations that classes are going to be playtested later this year. We have not been told what they are. So let your fan theory brains going. I'm sure a lot of you are going to be yelling, Inquisitor, Inquisitor, come on, Inquisitor. Because people have been yelling that all 3 years of Pathfinder 2e. Oh, I hope the Inquisitor's in the Advanced Player's Guide. Oh, I hope Inquisitor's in Secrets of Magic. Oh, I hope... We'll find out. I know a lot of people wanted Inquisitor to be in Dark Archive. I think it has a good shot, but at this point I could also see Paizo just not making the Inquisitor to keep the meme going. Because somehow Inquisitor, it's not even an archetype yet. It's not a class. Cavalier's never going to be a class because the Cavalier archetype already exists. But Inquisitor is nowhere to be found in Pathfinder 2e, and we have a new Divine War adventure path coming out later. But I think the adventure path is coming out before the new books, so the Inquisitor would be ill-timed. I don't know. I have no idea, but I think Inquisitor has a really good chance. As for the other class, Inquisitor is very much a martial class with some divine spellcasting. I'm curious what the other class could be at this point. We've hit a lot of them. Maybe we'll start seeing some of those combo classes, because another one we haven't seen anywhere is Skald. We have seen no Barbarian Bard synergy or combining of features anywhere in the game. No archetypes, no subclasses, no feats. Bard and Barbarian have not interacted in Pathfinder 2e, so maybe Skald could be one of these 2 classes. So I have nothing to back up my claims here, but I'm going to say that Skald and Inquisitor are going to be the 2 new classes being announced for these playtests once they are announced. And could you imagine how cool it would be if I was right? Because I'm never right. I didn't guess Magus. I didn't guess Thaumaturge. I didn't guess any of those. So maybe just once in my life, I can be right. So, Dead God, 2 new classes. What is more hype than 2 new classes for the game? What if I told you that Starfinder is getting Starfinder 2e? That's pretty cool. That's pretty hype. It's confirmed to have a 3-action economy. It's confirmed to have ABC character creation. Starfinder 2e has been confirmed to be completely compatible with Pathfinder 2e. If you want to play a Solarian in a campaign that takes place on Galarian, you can. If you want to be Conan the Barbarian, you want to play a human barbarian from Pathfinder, you can play that in a Starfinder campaign. It will work. The stats will work together. It will be balanced. The rules will work the same. They are now going to be 2 sides of the same coin with the same rules between them. The big difference going to be the setting and the flavor. So, sure, there might need to be some suspension of disbelief that, an energy blaster from a Starfinder soldier does the same damage as, the rogue stabbing someone in Pathfinder 2e, but it's optional. You don't have to cross the 2 systems. But if you can get past that suspension of disbelief, I think you could make such cool stories. The aforementioned Conan the Barbarian in space. Or you can play a time traveler from the Starfinder who finds themselves stuck in Pathfinder 2e, which is just such a cool idea. So that is going to be incredible. All the classes, all the ancestries, and the characters you can create are going to be completely cross-compatible. You can... I don't know how else to say it, that's just what has been confirmed. And I can't stop talking because I'm just so excited for this. I love this idea. Because occasionally, especially once you've played the same game for a few years, that's when you want to start making the weird characters, the characters that might not make as much sense, or you just want to do a funky campaign. Now you can. Your Pathfinder 2e Fist of the Ruby Phoenix campaign could have a Skittermander soldier as part of your team. And I think that's so freaking cool. Now, obviously, there's going to be some issues here. I talked about with my Paizo contact, hey, aren't there level 1 spaceships in Starfinder? So, maybe don't give your Pathfinder players access to Starfinder items, maybe even vice versa. But I think if you balance it enough as a GM, and I don't think it'll be that hard to balance, you can make some really, really cool ideas come to life. So there's the 3 big announcements from the keynote. There might have been a few more things that I didn't get to hear about, but holy crap, this is setting up to be an amazing year for Pathfinder. We've got some new board games like Elemental Stones. We've got some new video games. We've got the Gallowspire Survivors, as well as the Abomination Vaults video game. We've got this Divine War Adventure Path. We've got Starfinder 2E, which, yes, now that the rules are completely interchangeable and you can use Starfinder content in Pathfinder 2E, I will be covering that on this channel. A big reason I haven't covered a lot of Starfinder on this channel is because the rules are different enough, but they don't mesh that well. But I think once the rulings are the same, we're going to see a huge cross-contamination of communities. Pathfinder players playing Starfinder, Starfinder players playing Pathfinder, and even more, people playing both in the same campaign, which is so freaking cool as an idea. So prepare to see a lot of Starfinder content on my channel next year, along with covering all the new crap coming out. I've got another video coming out tomorrow covering some of the stuff from Rage of Elements, so stick around for that. That one's pre-recorded, pre-Gencon. And last thing, if you're still hanging around, tomorrow, Friday at 10 a.m., I will be doing a meet and greet / one-shot adventure with everyone who shows up tomorrow. I'm probably going to find a table. There's a big room next to the dealer's hall with a bunch of empty tables you can use. I'm just going to find one of those. I'll post a picture of it to Twitter and to the YouTube community page. Tomorrow, Friday at 10 a.m., I will be sitting there for at least 2 hours, maybe more, depending on who shows up, and we will just hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're not going to play like a full PF2 one-shot. I've got a sort of my mini RPG system I like to play that I play every year at Gen Con, and it could easily fit, 20-plus players. So I hope to see you there. If you're at Gen Con and you see me wearing my bright red rolled-up sleeve button-down shirt, don't be afraid to say hi. I absolutely love seeing people while I'm there. So that's all from me. I hope everyone here at Gen Con has a wonderful rest of the weekend, and I hope you at home enjoy freaking out over these crazy Pathfinder announcements. That's all from me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, this is going to suck to edit. It might not even be edited. We'll see. Anyway, bye-bye.